Thanks, Coach. Originally opened in 1995 as Jacksonville Municipal Stadium when this franchise entered the NFL. We welcome you to Jacksonville and TIAA Bank Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hot, hot! BAT! Watch 54, watch 54. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch twist,
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
brings up 2nd and 11. Check, crunch. Cover! Check, nickel. Watch that.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7.
Makes it 3rd and 7. Regular. Hey, Alpha. Mike 54. Mike.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. That's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
At their own 15-yard line. This is that. 19. 56. Check.
Now the leading rusher for the Pats last year is a rookie, Sony Michel. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it. This is Michel. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. Well, one underlying storyline between these two teams is that the Chiefs head coach Andy Reid, he knows a lot about Nick Foles, the Jags QB. He drafted the quarterback when he was calling the shots in Philadelphia and later would sign him to Kansas City as a backup in 2016. But Kansas City, they have won the last 4 in this series, including a 30-14 victory a year ago. At the time, that got the Chiefs to 5-0 on the young season. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Watson. On the run, he'll let this go deep. And this is taken in at the 5. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. The previous play, big on the ground. That one big through the air. Things have jumped up quickly.
Certainly appears that whatever their thought process is on the defensive side of the ball, they're one play behind. You know, loaded up for the pass. They hit him with...
And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
44. There you go. Hey, wahoo!
Dalton here from the gun. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Move! Use your quarters. 2 by 2. Move! See, you can't stop me. Hey, exit. 56.
To throw here, Dalton. And that'll be incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check. Lucky. 368. Hey. High 7. 54. Cut.
Defense offsides here. Freebie for Dalton. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So after the penalty, they're back to where they started, 3rd and 10.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. Regular. Hey, box drop. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Regular. Watch safety green.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Chiefs are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City first down. Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage, 17 on the play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Sanders has got it complete. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike. No game on it. Mike 59. Mike 22. Watch the pass. Line him up.
Now Watson. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Come on, fellas.
25 yards that time.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. From the 38, Watson. Flush to his right. He'll get this complete to Batson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 16-yard line.
Reset. 19. That's right, baby.
From the 16, Watson. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. He was trying to find Deshaun Jackson that time. And it's 3rd down.
Let's go one more. 56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Bring it. Check it back. And 31. Shit. Get it all. Rest.
To the air yet again, Watson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. And Zerline's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change our momentum?
Heads up! Lead! Mike's by 4. Here we go, here we go! Jam, jam.
Go 368! Go 368!
Hey, Haywood!
On second down and 4. Dalton into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
After the interception, here's Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. The linebacker Darius Leonard applied the heat. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. From the gun, they run with Michelle. And he'll get this down only to the 18. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Flushed out right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This will be taken very short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the run.
3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here's Jackson to return. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And the Falcons sort of opening things up there. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. The Chiefs on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Watson now to throw. Buying time to his left. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
They're running it.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Watson looks to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Mike 25. 22's coming. Mike.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. 22, Mike 22. Here we go.
Again, it's Watson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So we are at halftime here in the opener of the 2019 regular season, as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Back to the air. Watson on 2nd down. Being chased out left. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down.
A gain of 29 yards.
A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's got Hooper on the short connection. Now the ball comes loose, and the Jags grab it. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Tighten up.
1st and 10.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Dalton. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
56. Mike's 56. I'm trying to collect.
Now it's Watson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken short. Ooh, the juke.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Let's go. 15 line. 15 line.
Check back, check back. Check 43. Say.
Hey, lock it. Shoot.
A nice little juke. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 48-yard line.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run. Mike 50.
Now fails. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl cornerback Denzel Ward.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
They'll try to get this offense going with Michel. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sony Michel, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 28-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken very short. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, Just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
X3, 218, chopper. Look at me. Door. Get it.
Darren Lee there to get him down.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken short. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
Let's go.
At their own 28-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Push him back. Push him back.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Jacksonville. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down. Throwing his fails. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 29. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch.